Yo, what is going on, guys? It's your boy Seso here, bringing us on a C4D / Photoshop tutorial. I hope you guys enjoyed my last tutorial. It was actually pretty freaking cool for me. But also, I hope you guys enjoy this. It's posting my first ever Monday post in a very long time, like a year and a half. It's kind of cool just to think about it. So yeah, I really enjoy the whole posting more. I really want to just post things I really want to post and not have be like if it's only once a week and like, are they really gonna like this video? I just really want to show it. But regardless, thank you guys so much. Don't forget to leave a like for the support and such. But anyway, we're going to be doing a 3D dissolve tutorial here today. I'll show you guys the example I made just a little bit earlier, but it looks pretty cool, not gonna lie. It's like a really cool, just a simple clean, you know how much I love my minuscule detail and my clean renders and such. So this is what I'm going to be doing today for you guys, just showing off a little fun little trick with like the layer style dissolve. It's really simple as well to do, and of course it will have the Lightroom, like the Lightroom that I'm in right now. This one right here, all the surrounding lights, soft shadow, all that cool stuff with the sky and such. And the materials for the HDRI, as well as the simple materials that I have here for you guys to use for the renders that we're going to be using in today's video as well. So, yeah, just go ahead and download that if you guys don't have a Lightroom, or if you don't have the materials that I'm using, because, obviously this tutorial is really specific with the materials that I'm using and like how clean it would look and with the simple lighting effects and such like that. So, of course, if you're using a different Lightroom, my materials won't look exactly the same as yours would in your Lightroom, so just keep that in mind. So yeah, so pretty much we're going to be doing that. We're going to set up our render just like the same thing we did here. Mind you, I'm going to be using my logo again, excuse me, for like the two sides thing and just putting my logo around my bigger logo or whatever. But you can just keep in mind that you can do like, SC, SO on it. Like you can use letters as well if you guys want to with your logo in the middle or whatever you want to do. Just take my other 3D examples that I did before and also combine some of the 3D tutorials that I did before. If you haven't watched those yet, you should pretty much go check them out like right now. But yeah, it's pretty cool. So let's get going right now. I'm going to show you how to do this simple little modeling, just simple like I put this little simple detail in it. Just to make it look so it's not like extremely boring. You see these little cuts here. I'll show you guys how to do that. It's really easy. So let's get going right now. So we have our AI ready here to go. Seso HQ. I'm gonna hold Alt. I'm gonna go to my NURBS tab. I'm gonna extrude NURBS. That way we can put this AI. Which if you guys don't know about AIs at all, I'll quickly just show you. If you have a logo, like a letter concept like I have here, or if you have some like really specific like a symbol or something, you can you take your pen tool in Photoshop here, and you would just like go around the logo or whatever, or your symbol, and let's say you completely finish it off, right? And you came out with this like really awkward shape that I just came out with all of a sudden. Hold on. There we go. And let's say you want to change this into like an AI, so you can just put this little outline in Cinema 4D. You go to File. I believe it's Export Path to Illustrator, just like so. You would press OK. You save it where you want to save it. And then, when you go into Cinema 4D and open it in Cinema 4D, if you want to press Control-Shift-O, if you would like to just take your AI and just open it from here, just like that with a shortcut, it'll bring you an AI just like this, just like how I have mine here, and you can put in Extrude NURBS and you can use that. So yeah, there we go, boom. So that's how you just basically take your AI and like make it a little bit more, make it 3D, three-dimensional. So, alright, cool. So we're going to go to Extrude NURBS really quickly, and we're just going to change our caps to fillet cap for the start and the end, and we're going to change our radius to 1 and our radius to 1 here, so all of them at 1. This is just so I can make my my logo just very clean, rounded and such like that. We're going to also go to object, and we're going to change our 20 depth to about, I'll say 40, should be good, right? And then by the way, if you guys see how my my x-axis, my x, y, and axis and z-axis or whatever, this thing is like right in the top. I want to move it to the middle because it's kind of bothering me. If you guys know already, you can click on this, well, I don't know what it's really called, the enable axis, so that when you move this actually moves only the axis at first, and it won't move the object, so you can just click on that, you uncheck it now, and now I can move it, and it's going to be directly in the middle, so I don't have to, like, really worry about, is it perfect, is it whatever, but yeah, there we go. So, I want to show you guys how to do that simple lighting, that simple, like, little, outline thing. So, pretty much, all you got to do is going to take this, we're going to duplicate this, so Control-C, V, on our Extrude NURBS, and we're just going to change the one on the bottom, because I know it's both the same thing right now. The one on the bottom, we can change our depth from 40 in our object tab to about 20, and we're just going to move this over. That'll just stay like that, why not? Alright, we're going to move it to the middle, as close as the middle we can get it. I don't really know if it's perfectly in the middle. That's pretty much good enough for me. Alright, cool. So we'll go click on the Extrude NURBS tab, and we'll go to our caps on the same exact, one we just changed our depth to. And we'll change our steps to about, I'll say, can we change it to 2.5? I don't know if we can do that. 2.5, 2.5, Can we change the steps to 2.5? No, the steps has to stay 2. So I think that's okay. Yeah, that's all right. All right, cool. So I just put my I just changed my steps to 2. My radius to 2.5, and the same exact thing for the end. And then we have this little simple little outline trick that I have here. I did this for like almost all my 3D tutorials, but something a little bit different just to put a little bit more, I guess, like just, I don't know, coolness to it. We can just duplicate this one more time, and I believe this one is the 21, right? And this is the 41 as well. All right, cool. So I'm gonna take the 21, which is duplicated, kind of put it below, so we have the first one, which is our main layer, the second one that has this outline, and the third one that we're going to do right now. So, we're going to click on the third one. We're going to go to our depth. We're going to change it from 20 to 10. And we're going to go ahead and move this to the middle again. And we're going to go ahead and click on this. We're going to go ahead and click back on caps. And we're just going to change our radius to a nice 3.5. And then we'll keep this at 3. We'll put this on 3.5. And we'll change our steps to 3. There we go. So pretty much I'm just making like this very simple little like outline thing right here. So it's something crazy, dramatic or whatever, but we're going to do something pretty cool to it. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and click on either, we'll start with the third one, why not? If you guys didn't know already, if you press C on your keyboard, which makes the object editable, moddable, or like, you know, you can move some, you know, segments around. If you guys don't know, if you want to press C on your keyboard, you can just right click. I believe it's make editable just like so. You can do the same exact thing, but C is the shortcut. And pretty much you want to go to your enable modeling, like you know, polygons here. You can actually see all the little simple little polygons here. And this is what you're going to be able to do is you're going to be able to click on things, you can move them if you want to. You can extrude them, which we're going to be doing in a second. And you can really just do a little fun little stuff with this. It's a very simple, you know, minuscule little detail kind of thing. So pretty much, if you didn't know already, to make sure you don't have to select every single, you know, segment or whatever throughout the entire logo, the outline of it, you can just press UL, like really quickly, just press UL on your keyboard. This will enable the loop selection, and you'll go ahead and just be able to hold, you know, you can click, you can hold shift to click again, and then it will enable, or it will click everything in that like little part there, just like so. I believe I selected everything now. I don't have to do it one by one. Why is my camera, like, I have no clue why my camera is doing all this work. I believe that needs to be clicked as well. Alright, hold on. Let me just move my camera back into, like, place. I'm not sure why it's, like, spazzing. Alright. Just like so. So, yeah, I just took my UL, my loop selection, and I just clicked all along the entire thing. So, yeah, there we go. We have that done. Now what we can do is we can right-click. When they're all selected, we can just go to either extrude inner, which you'll just find out what all these kind of things do. Extrude, bevel would, like, you know, kind of like round edges the point off a little bit, which looks pretty cool or whatever. Swells, extrude will just like literally just pull it out, just like very, you know, sharply, and not like bevel it or anything. And extrude inner, which we're gonna do in a second, is just gonna, like, you know, do this little simple. It kind of like takes the segments and like shrinks them a little bit. So that's what I want to do right there for that. And a matrix is really just a little fun little thing if you want to do anything crazy with it. I don't know. I really don't use this anymore. I just find this kind of like, you know, weird looking or whatever. I'm not using it in probably the right term it's supposed to be used. But it's a pretty cool little trick if you want to mess around with that and the settings and such like that are over here. But we're just going to be using smooth shift, which will just basically, it's like an extrude as well, but it's kind of like just a little bit more smoother, exactly what it says. And we're just going to go ahead and do something like that. So what we did was just take it and make a little simple little like a cut in the inside, which looks pretty cool. And we're just going to take, I think, we're going to take our green material here. And we're going to select it. While it's selected, we can just select, while it's selected, you can take a material and just put it on the selection, just like so. And then you can see this little triangle segment here will now be what you just, you know, highlighted before. So that's what this is. And you want to keep that, of course. But you want to also click on your material. Make sure you change your projection to cubic. And you check seamless, that way your material is very nice and clean looking. And there we go. If we just click off, you can see that's where we got started so far. So what we can do as well, we can go ahead and just take our silver material and put it on number 2. We'll do the same thing, cubic, seamless, and we'll take our main material. This is the black, the one I want to use, and we'll put it on here, the base of it all. There we go. Let's see what we got so far. It looks pretty nice. So, like I said, you can do anything you really want. Like if I just take on 2 really quickly, make it editable. If I take my UL selection, select the entire thing really quickly, just like so. Make sure it's all selected. It is. And pretty much I can just go ahead and see if I can just want to extrude something inner. Something like that. And then smooth shift, why not? And then just take the green and put it on that selection. I think that would look pretty cool, right? Just multiple little color lines. That's not bad. Doesn't look too bad at all. So it's just basically just me taking like the like simple extrudes and such, and simple just selecting little polygons in the material. You can do this as well, and I think you can do it for MoGraph mode text. I believe it should work the same exact way. So if you're using text, you can still do this, I believe. Otherwise, it just looks pretty cool. It's just a little cool little thing you can do just to like have it look, not so boring or whatever. So now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go ahead and group all this together with shift-clicking all the layers, Alt-G, and I'm just going to take it. I'm going to move my camera to where I want it to be. There we go. I'm going to take this, I'm going to move it like a little bit to the side so you can see like this very cool little outline stuff here. And what I'll do is I'll duplicate it just by using just control, I believe, is you can just select it, the group, and then hold control and then move it with the axis, and it will duplicate for you. And we're just going to our scale tool, we'll scale it down a little bit, and we will just go ahead and see what this will look like there, just like so. I'll move this over here. I know that's just my logo duplicated. I don't know, it's whatever. Like I said, you can also just use like text or whatever. I think the text would look pretty good as well, but I'm just going to use my logo just for like time saving. I know I'm going too deep into it. That's pretty good. So there we go. I like how that looks. It looks pretty good. It looks like close to what I have over here as well. Really, oh my, ooh, look at that. I thought about the same exact thing. I mean, it's not, it's obvious, but it looks pretty cool. So there we go. I would like that to be like that. If I wanted to, I can move my light to like different areas. If I want to have like a little bit more shine on something, like shine on there, maybe shine on the bottom. If I want to add another light, put on the bottom as well. Just like so, not too much, just like that. It's not too bad. Let's see, what is it? I'll just move the camera. I need to move this light. Can you please? Alright, cool. So yeah, just a little, if you want to put little lights in certain areas, you could. I would suggest it as well. And it looks pretty good, so there we go. We'll leave it like that. And if you guys want to know the settings I'd use to render, I just pretty much put it to my desktop and I put it to save, of course. My alpha channel is selected. I'm on QuickTime PNG. If you don't have QuickTime, you can pretty much just use, where is it? You can just use regular PNG. So yeah, pretty much that's what, bitch, what? Jesus, that name. We'll just name it render, sure. And of course, aim and inclusion, global illumination. But if you're using my Lightroom, this is all going to be set for you. But if you want to know aim and inclusion, global illumination, sharpen filter, and the output, I have it on 200 resolution, 1920 by 1080, and it's on my current frame. So when I render it out, I'll just render this only an alpha channel in a very nice, clean way. So if you want to see it really quickly, just before I, end this part of the Cinema 4D part, we're going to Photoshop, make it look all cool and stuff. So there we go. It looks pretty nice. I'm probably going to rotate it just a little bit to get the lighting better and like the correct looking. But yeah, it looks pretty nice. All right, cool. Let's go into Photoshop right now. Let's go. All right, so that's pretty cool. So it took less than like 2.5 minutes. You can see what we did here. It looks very, very nice. I'm not going to lie. So of course, like I said before, the materials in Lightroom will be in the description down below. So you can see what this looks like. With a very nice sky as well with the HDRI. The reflections look really, really nice. I really do like how it looks. And the materials themselves are very, very simple. We just really used pretty much color. I didn't show you guys how to do this because it was very simple what I did here. But if you guys want to like replicate it and like just look at it really quickly, all I really used was color, reflection on Fresnel, environment. I just used noise. I just messed around with like one of the wavy, one of the noises, one of the like the options you have to pick here. I used this one. I just changed the seed a little bit and changed like the global scale, make it look pretty cool, like more of like a how would you call it, like a metalish kind of thing. I don't know. I don't really know. It just looks pretty nice. And then of course specular, but it looked pretty nice. So I did that for almost everything here. Nothing really crazy at all. So the materials really did come out really nicely. So if I just want to go to picture viewer, I can show you guys less than 2.5 minutes, and they look really, really clean. So we can just take this into Photoshop now, make it look all cool. So if we just pop into Photoshop now, all right, we got the render here looking all swaggy. I was gonna say swaggy, but then I just immediately stopped. All right, anyway, let's go for the background color. So of course I'm gonna be using like a black. So I'm gonna use this foreground color here. I'm going to use, what is this hex code? 1C, 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 and then we go. We're just going to go ahead and press Alt Backspace to really quick fill the foreground color. And then we're going to make a new layer in Photoshop. So either Control Shift N or just click on this little new page here. And on this new layer though, we're going to take our brush, right? So it's the shortcut B on your keyboard, or if we just want to go here, and we're going to change our foreground color to white. And we're also going to go ahead and just press Control Alt, and we can either right click and move left and right to change our diameter, or up and down to change the hardness. We want to have 0 hardness though, so up is 0 hardness, and we're going to change our diameter to about, what, 830 or whatever. Just click once time a little in the middle, And we're just going to go ahead and put this on overlay. And we're going to go ahead and just lower the opacity down to maybe about 45%. And this is just going to set us off on a nice, very simple, black gradient, I guess, black radial gradient. But of course, you can do that with the layer style. I just like doing it with the brush. I don't know. I just like how it looks. But here we go. So we're going to go ahead and just do a simple little quick, simple little CC correction here. So I'm going to use our curve here. And we're just going to change this a little bit. We're going to maybe like a simple S. Not too much. We just want to make sure we bring out the color a little bit and make the black a little bit more darker without messing around with like the reason why I do this really was why I use a simple, not so dark black, and I change it with a color curve, is because if I use black and I immediately put like the little white brush or even a gradient, you'll get these intense gradient lines or banding lines, excuse me. You can see what it looks like. I don't know if you guys, probably any design you see that has a very dark color to a light color, it's very hard to get rid of banding lines. So that's why I do this. If you guys really want to know why I do it, this is the real reason why I really do it. Why I don't use solid blacks and such. I just really hate banding lines. This is the closest I get to not having so much trouble with it. So anyway, over this curve though, we're gonna put brightness and contrast. So I'm gonna put my contrast about like -50 to start off with. Or 50, let's go to 50. And our brightness, we will go ahead, actually just try something. We want to have it popping out nicely. It's not too bad. That doesn't look too bad, right? No, I don't think so. Looks okay. Alright, cool. So we'll just leave it for the, right there for now. But really quickly though, I'm going to want to take my render. So I'm going to click on my render. Above my render, I'm going to make a new layer. I'm a clipping mask that new layer to this render, and what I'm going to do, just going to really quickly just bring out the outlines a little bit. So with a simple white brush, I lower diameter, and I'm going to click just like so, where I really want these little outlines to show a little bit. Like this very cool little thing. Some of these areas are really, really dark, and I want to kind of bring it out. There we go. And that's pretty light enough. On the bottom as well. And I'm just going to put this new layer on overlay, and there we go. We're going to have, we're going to have a lighter tone to this. I'm going to lower the opacity down a little bit. If I just show you guys the little on and off here, it looks a lot better. I don't really like that I couldn't really see what I was doing right there, but it looks good now. So what I'm going to do as well, I'm actually going to change the hue of this. I don't like the green anymore. I'm going to use another color. Let's use... Orange is cool. Purple is cool. Want to use red? Let's go ahead and use red. Why not? Let's use red. So I just use the hue and saturation really quickly. And with that, I'm just going to group these together. So Control G to group things together. And right now, I'm going to actually Control J to duplicate it. And we're going to make this bigger. We're going to make the bottom one bigger. It really doesn't matter which one. We're going to take it, Control T to free transform, holding Shift. And we're going to basically make it a little bit more bigger by holding Shift. And just clicking the side. And just making it bigger, just like so. And of course, we're actually Control E this as well. That way it's all one simple layer here, one big little layer here. And of course, I know I expanded the size of it and such, so it's not going to be the same exact quality, but it doesn't really matter because what we're going to do is we're going to change this from normal to dissolve. And we're just going to lower the opacity down to about, I'll say 5%. All right, a little bit more than 5%. 11%, 10% looks good. All right, cool. So pretty much you can see what we did here. We just made a very simple like filler. And this little dissolve thing is like really cool for particles and such. But really quickly as well, I want to go to Filter, Blur. We'll go to Motion Blur. And we'll just motion blur this at 0 angle. And we'll go ahead and just change the distance to about, what, 50? Maybe a little bit more, maybe a little less. It really depends on what you guys like. I still want to kind of see the logo that I have in the background, but just make it look not so, intense and crazy. So that looks pretty good right there. And of course, over this brightness and contrast really quickly to give my, banner a little bit more, I guess, flatness to it. I'm going to put a nice little simple white brush on the top, just like this. There we go. So it all looks like one nice flat tone. All right, that's looking good so far. And really quickly, I'm going to actually see if my stuff is in the middle. So I'm going to take my rulers. I'm going to just clipping that to the middle. Clip that to the middle. I'm going to make sure that this logo is at least somewhat in the middle. All right, that's pretty good. So, pretty much now, for a little bit more added color, I'm going to go ahead and just make a new layer. I'm going to take this red that I have here, just like so. I'm going to click on that, press OK. And then with the brush, I'm going to click on the bottom of it. And we're going to put this to, we can either keep it normal or let's see what other things look like. Let's see what screen looks like. Screen looks pretty good too. We're just going to lower that down a little bit, just put a little bit more color on it. And a little simple trick that I do a lot, if I'm just, obviously I'm really working with like the dissolve here, just really fun little thing, trick here. So below everything really quickly, or below at least like the logo and such, so right above the simple highlight you did in the background here, we're gonna you can either use, if you, I don't know if you guys have it, of course, like my pattern brush stock, but you can make some squares really quickly with the same color, right, this red color here. And I have a pattern for this, but I'll just quickly show how I would go about it. And just make these really simple squares. I don't know, I like how like squares look. I really don't know what it is about me with like just randomly come out of nowhere with squares. Something like that. Make them smaller, of course, if you guys want to. Something like that. That's how you would kind of like make the pattern. But I already have this kind of pattern here in my my pattern pack, so I'm just gonna use that really quickly because I like how that looks as well. So I'm gonna apply that. If you guys don't have this as well, actually it's only $5. You can purchase it down below in the description down below. You'll have the link to it. It actually has a video on it just to show you how to use it. But I really do like how this, it really comes out really nicely. And I'm going to go ahead and say I'm going to like that. If you guys can't see in the right here, but it's probably because it's above. It's not above everything here. We'll just leave it like that for now. Why not? And we're going to just double click on it. Actually, we're going to change the color to red like I said before. We're going to change the color to red. And we're going to go ahead now. And we're going to apply the same exact dissolve. And we're just going to lower the opacity about 5, I think. That looks pretty nice, not going to lie. I'm going to actually rasterize this. I'm going to delete. Or not delete, I'm going to erase above the thing here. There we go. Looks really nice. So yeah, look, we're getting like the form going. It's kind of like the same exact thing that we had before. If I want to do anything crazy, I want to maybe make a new layer. Like do that little thing I did before. I just had like a color on that side. I think I had it on either... Was it color dodge? It might have been color dodge or maybe multiply. No, we'll flip through really quickly. See, it looks best. I don't really know which one looks best. Maybe color dodge. Just lower the opacity down, see what happens. Alright, that looks pretty good. So color dodge, I have like a little banner thing on that side. If I want to do anything else, of course, just like very like, you know, base, just like the whole like cool little distort thing or whatever. But we're not extremely done yet. We can do something with the render. So what I can do here is I can duplicate the render, which I believe it's this, right? So I'm gonna duplicate this, and I'm gonna go ahead and just we're just gonna go ahead and we'll duplicate it one more time. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna have this as a backup. But with the other duplicates, we're just going to press Control E to merge the groups together. That way we just have two of the same renders, right? And like, you know, all in one flat layer. And we're going to do with the first one, or the bottom one, we're going to take it, and we're going to put it on Dissolve. And we're going to lower the opacity down to maybe about 5% as well. Or a little bit more, maybe. 20% looks pretty good. I'm going to actually click, and I'm going to actually put a little inner shadow on it, so that's not like extremely hard to see on the background of this one. We're going to put it as maybe overlay. Looks best, I think. Maybe a little drop shadow on it as well. Maybe opacity needs to come up a little bit. It looks pretty good. That's going to be able to see it through the other background here. But with this layer here, what I can do is with the top layer now that I have this, I'm going to take my pen tool and just do little pen tool cuts. And when I pen tool it and I can, you know, complete the little shape here, make selection, press OK, and then delete in your keyboard. And then you can get this really cool looking like dissolve thing around the render without even really doing much besides just using the layer style. So just like so. That looks pretty good. So, there you go. This little cool dissolve thing kind of looks pretty cool. You can either like erase the edges and make it more soft, or you can really do whatever. If you really want to like try like to, you know, pen tool this out as well, make a little red outline to make it look better. But this is a very base concept. If you guys really liked how this came out, please leave a like, guys. It's pretty cool. Like I said, this is really base. If you want to go look at my other tutorials, I show you guys like model like different objects and such. You can put this into the render and then make this like a 3D cool little fun little dissolve kind of thing. But the whole point of this, it looks really freaking cool, and I really just wanted to show you guys how to do it. So, of course, don't forget to leave a like, guys. 200 likes on the video equals a secret down below. I'll put with the PSD of this just so I can give you something to like, you know, look at or really refer to or whatever. But I really hope you guys enjoy it. It's been my first upload on Monday in about a year and a half, so I really can't wait to see what you guys think of this tutorial. I really hope you guys enjoyed it. I'm not going to repeat myself again like I did 5 times just now, but thank you guys so much. I just did repeat myself. Oh my god. But thank you guys. I just want to say thank you. I just really genuine. I really love how like the whole idea came that I really wanted to post more. I know you guys really wanted it, so I'm just really excited to see how this really goes. I'm just really fun. It's really fun. All right, I'll see you guys later. Peace. By the way, cool little trick that if you stayed, you can just, I just did something really quickly with this. I had a light green with like a blue tone here for like a dual like color scheme like kind of thing. It looks really nice. If you want to do the same thing I just did, I use hue and saturations and such. So if you want to do this, you know, the hue and saturation thing, you can just click on the hue and saturation on your adjustments tab just like so. You can change the color if you want to. I'm gonna change it to like say like a pink. That looks pretty cool. Control J to duplicate the hue and saturation. And what I'm gonna do is just take this little thumbnail here, this little white thumbnail here, click on it, press your eraser, which is your E on your keyboard for the shortcut, and I'm just gonna erase parts where I kind of want multiple colors, like just like that. You can see that I erased it here, it has black now. And if I just double click on this and I just change my color now, I can get like a really cool tone. If I want purple and pink or something like that, it looks pretty cool. So I'm just giving more character and such. I think it looks really nice. So if that's a little trick, if you guys stood. So talk to you guys later. So switch you out. Peace.